And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday, I should say, Thursday, get my days all mixed up here, May 9th edition of Primetime Live with Philly Pete. I'm your host, the one, the only Philly Pete, and we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and every other streaming platform out there. Not sure why the the intro didn't come on for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with the platform here, but I will have to hit that up during commercial break. And yeah, I mean, you have the holiday bells on like the top of on the top of the screen as well. Not sure what's going on. I really don't know. I gotta see what's going on during my commercial break here. But hey, like I said, business is business, and we will move on from that. Hey, I hope you all having a wonderful week so far. Last night, no show. My daughter moved up in her swimming class, so no shows going forward on Wednesday. So I will have my shows Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday. So simple as that. I mean, kid is growing up. Next kitty, Ledecky. What can I say? She's crushing it in the swim world, as we know at her young age. So, but hopefully you all are getting home from work safe, I should say. And if you are stuck in traffic, tune in to me right now. We'll talk sports for the next half hour. Okay, we'll get some rocking and rolling here. The ice was hot for us the other night. We swept the board, and then last night, we went 2-2. So, not terrible. I mean, we lost a little bit of profit, but nothing crazy, nothing crazy. We've been hot right now in the NHL playoffs. We really have been. There really hasn't been much staggle. We've been stable for the most part in terms of the NHL playoffs so far. We've been doing really well. Clients are happy so far. I mean, those that signed up, my newer clients that signed up just for the playoffs, I know for a fact are having fun too. So this is some good times right now if you want to sign up. I mean, we're still early into the playoffs. $25 for the rest of the NHL playoffs plus my futures if you can get them at a good number. But this is the cheapest I've had right now. We're hot. This is the time to sign up. Really, it really is. We have a 3-unit bombshell max going off for tonight in the NHL. If you're lucky, I may or may not give that to you guys. So, it's been a Thursday so far at work, and rushing home. Like I said, it's been a long day, busy in the office. Coming home and going straight to the show here. So once again, I apologize. So I'm not sure what happened here on my set, but we're just going to say, business goes on, and we're just going to let it go. We're just going to move forward with this situation here. NBA, we continue to grind in the NBA. I mean, winners after winners. That's been our hottest sport right now. And like I said, NHL has been cruising too. So, a lot of you reached out to me. I know that I will get involved with the MLB once NHL and NBA playoffs are over. I'll get more involved with the MLB, fantasy football. And of course, when football season rolls, we'll get into college football bets. We'll get in the NFL bets. I'm doing it all. I do it all. This is why I'm doing this show for a great network. So this is the time to shine, time to start cashing out some tickets, man. I mean, we're having some fun here. We really are. So, but all right, let's get into the NBA. I hope you'll, we're one day away from Friday. What can I say? We are one day away. I mean, I'm excited. I know everyone else is excited. Like, let's go. Let's head into it. Okay. All right, let's get into the action here. Yeah, everything is just, I don't know what is going on here, but NBA. Listen, if you want to follow me, I have my information right here. We're going to be rocking and rolling no matter what right now. Okay, NBA. All right, let's get into the action right now. All right, sorry, I just had a quick little situation here. All right, sorry, I don't mean to be rude because that's not what I do. I hate doing this stuff, but just a little urgent situation here, but we're all good. Everything's okay. No need to worry. And all right, let's go on. Let's move on here. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. NBA headlines. All right. Suns fire Frank Vogel after being swept in the first round. I mean, everyone could have seen this one coming. The Suns were supposed to be the cream of the crop this year. They were supposed to be that NBA title team going to the NBA Finals, cruising through everybody between the big three they had: Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal, and they get swept by the Timberwolves, who are red hot right now. Red hot. I mean, we've been cashing them out as well. The T Wolves, no respect whatsoever, and they're finally getting respect tomorrow night, where they are a 4.5 point favorite, which is a little much for my liking. Denver might win that one on the money line, but we'll stay tuned to that one. We'll get back to the action tomorrow night's show for sure. But Suns fire Frank Vogel after being swept in the first round. Everyone could have seen this one coming. That was truly embarrassing. The Suns had pretty much, all the stepping stones they needed to get to the NBA Finals, and they just fell short and they got demolished. Changes had to be made, and this was one of them. Okay, Patrick Beverly suspended for 4 games. I mean, he is a nutcase. He's got major issues. He's always had issues, I feel like. This does not come as a surprise. This does not come as a surprise whatsoever. Knicks take a commanding 2-0 lead against the Indiana Pacers, and for that, the Pacers file a complaint of over 78 calls at Madison Square Garden. Is the rig in? It's very possible. The Knicks have gotten away with multiple calls in the Sixers series for sure. Now you're in the Pacers series now, and they're making some really bad calls. I mean, it's just, if it's not too obvious of who we all want in the NBA Finals, it looks like everyone wants the Knicks, including the referees. So whatever they're getting paid to do this, by all means. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. 78 calls right now. They are complaining for the Indiana Pacers. Filed a complaint. We'll see what happens. Nothing's going to change at all. But it's just like, hey, refs better be on their game, because same stuff happened in the Philly series as well. They missed plenty calls. They really, really did. But again, that's just how it is in the NBA. I just feel like the NBA can be a joke at some point. It's just college basketball for me will always overtake the NBA. I don't care if you guys don't like that decision at all or hate me for that, but I always support college basketball way more than the NBA. It is such a joke of a sport now, the NBA. Refs can't even make the right calls in the NBA, especially in the playoffs where these teams are fighting their butts off to get to a title. It's immature. It really is. It's something that you don't want to see happen. This was never like this in the past, never. And all of a sudden, it's a big deal, and it's becoming way too superstitious right now. And for me, the Pacers and the Sixers, I mean, we've been seeing, and the rest. It's something with the Knicks, I guess. But it is what it is. I guess Secaucus will take a look at this. Not sure what they're going to do, but in the meantime, the Knicks have a 2-0 lead against the Pacers going into Indiana in the upcoming days here. All right, Brunson gets hurt. Doesn't matter. Still drops as much points as he can. And kudos to him, man. The reason why the Knicks are gonna, I just feel like the Knicks are gonna have a deep run in this postseason, because the Villanova Knicks, I should say, because I mean, look, they're hometown. All these kids are hometown. They go to Villanova. Villanova to me is about an hour drive. All three. I mean, it's great to see them all doing so well and being together. I know it's for the Knicks, but Knicks really haven't been. They've been relevant, but into years past, back in the late '90s and so on, they haven't had a deep run. And this could be a team where they can absolutely do that. All those Knicks fans are very, very excited, and as they should be. They have a really, really talented team this season. So no hatred for the Knicks whatsoever. Jokic wins a third NBA MVP. SGA and Doncic finished 2 and 3. I am not surprised with this at all. Okay. I had a lot of people DM me saying Doncic should have won the title. He had a better season. He had a better points per game, overall stats, favored Doncic. But it just, at the end of the day, Nikola Jokic is just the man. It was just written in the stars. We all knew that this was happening. I wish Doncic would have won too, but this was it's just no surprise anymore with the NBA. It's not. Jokic had this one, halfway through the season with the way that he was been tearing it up for the Denver Nuggets. Really, there's no reason why he should not have won this award. And anyway, congratulations to Jokic once again, 3-time NBA MVP. Carl Anthony Towns named the 23-24 NBA Social Justice Champion. There's so many awards nowadays. Like I can't even keep track of how many awards there are now in the NBA. You're used to the offensive, defensive, six man, comeback player, MVP. I mean, like keep it small, but it's absurd the amount that they have now. Okay, NBA for tonight. We have two games, and we have game twos on tap. Cleveland, Boston, game number two. Boston smoked Cleveland in game one. That's tonight at 7 o'clock in the East. And then the late game is Dallas, OKC. OKC leads 1-0 in that series as well. So both game number twos on tap. Let's get to it, and let us get into the best bets for this evening. And you know what? We honestly we rocked this. We did rock this out the other night. We did rock this out. We took both overs. Okay, and I want to do it again. I really am going to do it again, especially in this. Excuse me, in this Dallas Oklahoma City game. But we're just gonna keep pounding Boston. Really, we're gonna keep hitting Boston. I have two plays. All right, we have Cleveland, Boston. Spread is at -13. I'm taking Boston again. I just think that Cleveland cannot hang with this team. For all I know, it could easily be a sweep for the Boston Celtics. Thus far in the second round, no sign of any vulnerabilities for Boston whatsoever. And I feel like that zigzag in round one is not going to happen in this series at all. I think Boston can win this game in 4 in a sweep, or as much as a 5-game series. That's how I feel like this team has no sign of weakness, no vulnerabilities. Boston's playing hot. They're playing great. They're healthy, and they're just scoring all around, and just no one can keep pace with them right now. This seems like the least likely zigzag candidate compared to various game twos that we've seen in the second round. However, I just feel like the Cavs are just they're just not going to be there. They're not. Okay, they can't compete with Boston, unfortunately. I just don't think they can. Cleveland has looked outgunned on the road this entire postseason, losing and failing to cover all 4 to date at Orlando and Boston, and not scoring more than 96 points in the process either. So it is tough for them. Okay, defenses come through while they're not that great of an away team, I should say. Now, once again, Jared Allen, it comes down to that. That is a big loss for Cleveland. Ribs, he's hurt, not sure how he'll be. And Celtics have allowed fewer than 100 points in all, but 1 of 6 games in these playoffs. I mean, this to me just seems like another play where, hey, we're going to take Boston again. Covered in game 1. I believe as though they cover game 2. This is going to be a half-unit play for me. I'm going Boston Celtics spread -13. I know it's a lot, but this is a team that's capable of doing that. Okay, give me the Celtics -13 on the spread here tonight. I believe they smoke Cleveland here in game number 2. I really, really do. And then the night game, I'm going to go with the over. Okay, I'm going to go with the over 218 in this game. Dallas, Oklahoma City. Now, you have to feel as though the over in the last game, in this game 1, didn't hit because we were on pace for the over. Fourth quarter kind of stalled. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We were on pace easily to hit that over, but doesn't make sense. It just stalled. It stopped. Not much scoring at all. The under unfortunately hit, but the game was, like I said, the game was trending over all game. And Jason Kidd basically cleared his bench midway through the final quarter, and that's just not the display you want to see, especially for an over when you had. But the reserves, it ended up landing at 212, at 212. Instead of that high 220s that we're used to seeing. So, listen, I just feel as though, if Oklahoma City is blowing Dallas out again, Luka and Kyrie might rest once again and wait until game 3. That's why I feel like Jason Kidd is. When he decides at the end of the game when they're getting blown out, his starters are coming out. They're not staying in this game, which will hurt an over-under. It absolutely will. I mean, those unders are like, yeah, all right. Overs are like, you got to be kidding me. Just like Tuesday night. But I feel like this game to me is going to be, again, explosive, no defense. And I feel like it's going to be the same results as we've seen previously. And again, reverting back to Tuesday night's game where this was once again on pace for the over, but OKC destroyed Dallas, hence why the fourth quarter was so slow and all the starters were out. I'm going to rock the over once again here. 218. That's one I'm going to go. Dallas, Oklahoma City. Over 218 is my best bet for tonight. That's going to be a half unit as well. So there you go. NBA. We're going to have the Boston Celtics minus 13. And then we're going to have Dallas and Oklahoma City over 218. So there you go in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, no commercials because, once again, with what I have going on here, I have no idea as to why it is doing this. So again, I will have to just kind of do a no commercial set today. That's just how it's going to be. Tomorrow you'll get your commercials. So this is going to be a, non-interrupted half-hour show for Primetime Live with Philly Pete. Probably the only one you're going to get, all season. So I'm going to continue to stride here. Let's keep going. We have MLB action here today. Couple games here. And we had a lot of afternoon games, and a couple games were blowouts. A couple games were super close. Houston, New York, the Yankees, that is. Fourth inning, 3-2 Houston right now. And then you have three finals from this afternoon. You had Arizona and Cincinnati. Arizona 5-4. You had Minnesota and Colorado destroying their opponents. Minnesota beating Seattle 11-1, and Colorado beating San Francisco 9-1. Then you have three games for this evening. Slow game, or I should say slow card on the mound this evening. 7:40 in the East, a couple 7:40s coming up in the next hour and a half, and then you have a late game, Kansas City and the Los Angeles Angels, Cleveland White Sox, and the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers, to name the other two. Okay, so in terms of everything else in the MLB, we'll get more involved with this. Obviously when the NBA and NHL seasons are over, we'll get more involved with that. But for now, we will get. I want to keep pace with everything else. I'll let you all know what's going down, what's going down. All right, NFL. Let's get to the NFL real quick. Now, Neighbors 10K. So actually, Daniels and Neighbor had $10,000 offensive rookie of the year bet. Okay, so we will see what happens there. I mean, everybody's betting nowadays. It really is. It really is. And that Tom Brady roast, I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but it was really, really good, really funny. Everyone had a great part in it. I highly recommend it on Netflix. It was really, really good. But Belichick and Kraft, tension at the roast. I mean, you could kind of tell, there was something going on between those two. But, again, something to keep an eye out on. Texans acquire Skowronek from the Rams just to help boost that defense. Allen Robinson, ex-Steeler, ex-Bear, ex-every other team that he played for, goes to the Giants. Okay, I'm not sure if that's going to help Daniel Jones or anybody in particular on that team, to be honest, but someone to throw to. Treylon Burks and the Titans, they expect to carve out a role in 2024. He's always been hurt. It's a shame. He was a great talent at Arkansas, and I feel like this is a year where he can break out possibly. And it's funny because in a fantasy draft, I'm in a dynasty league. Somebody offered me halfway through or towards the end of last year's season, someone offered me Treylon Burks for Puka Nacua. Okay, I drafted him in a rookie draft last year, and I think that was hysterical. These people that I'm in draft leagues with are so ridiculous when it comes to trading. Like you shouldn't be trading whatsoever. People lowball people. It's hilarious, and sometimes some will go through. But for the most part, commissioners won't allow that. They won't allow that. It really is unbelievable. But teach their own. Teach their own. All right. Enough of the NFL. All right. We'll get more involved. This is post draft. This is kind of where like the slow times now in the NFL happen. And then we'll get jumping. I thought the NFL schedule would be out today, and I'd be talking about the NFL schedule. But next Thursday or next Wednesday, I should say, will be the release of the NFL schedule. So I'm looking forward to that show. Should be star-studded, and I would like to know, what your plans are. Do you and your friends, or you and your dad, you and your significant other, do you guys travel to a specific road opponent for your team. Eagles are at New Orleans. They're at the Rams once again. I've been out to LA for an Eagles game. Great time out there. This year, who knows? It just depends what the plan is. New Orleans, that would be pretty solid. But the road schedule, I've been to Tampa already. Eagles are at Tampa this year. I was there back in 2018 when Deshaun Jackson was there and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So that was a good time as well. Tampa's always a good little town to party in. But this year could be New Orleans. We'll see what happens. The rest of the away schedule doesn't look that great. At Baltimore, at Cincinnati. We want to go somewhere that's worth flying and going somewhere out of the little couple hour drive that you could do. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But all right, let's get into it now. We'll get into the NHL. Let's just talk hockey. All right. What happened last night? The Edmonton Oilers. I mean, once again, the game, or I should say, a 4-1 lead is never safe and hasn't been safe in the NHL all season long. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things where, hey, you can't blow these leads. All right, Bruins Panthers first. Let's talk about that. Bruins had a nice 1-0 lead, and I'm thinking to myself, well, here we go again. All right, my clients had Panthers on the money line last night. That was a good win. But again, a lot of you reaching out, negative messages saying, man, like, I don't like that play at all. Like, why don't they just let the game go? Okay, just let the game go on. You never know. You have 2 more periods. That's the thing that a lot of people don't know when they bet. At the first period, you're down 1-0, and everyone freaks out. That's not how betting works. Okay, if that's how you are, betting is not for you. Sorry, it's just not for you at all. So, but Panthers bounced back. They got 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 6-1 final. I was tempted to take the over once again, but I left that out. Okay, and Panthers came back storming. So we have a 1-1 series going to Boston. This is exactly what everybody wanted. All right, and then you had the night game. There's been a lot of overs in these playoffs so far, and we've been cashing out most of them. We really have been. Okay. Then you had the Oilers-Canucks game. Oilers were up 4-1, and they blow it. They lose 5-4 to the Canucks. That was a big win for Vancouver, really. I had the Oilers money line for the clients, but they cashed out the full game over 6 and the first period over 1.5. So that's, again, solid night in the ice last night for the clients. And Oilers, they need to bounce back. That's a terrible taste in their mouth to blow a lead like that. It just does not sit right at all. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Look at the Dallas Stars. They were up 3-0. They blow their lead 4-3 to the Avalanche. So big game 2. All right, and just like that, we're gonna move into game number 2 tonight. Rangers Hurricanes, game number 3. Rangers lead the series 2-0. This is do or die for the Hurricanes. Really, I'm all over the Hurricanes here tonight. I really do like them. The line is juiced for sure. We've been betting the Rangers, and we've been betting the overs. Game 1 and game 2, and what's been happening? We've been cashing out the Rangers, and we've been cashing out the overs. We've been really good in this series so far. We really have. Then you have the Avalanche and Stars game number 2. Avs lead 1-0. We had the Stars in game 1 and the over and the first period over. Again, we're cashing the overs, but that game, unfortunately, we had Stars in game 1. But again, brand new game. All right, hopefully this doesn't shock the Stars as much as they did in game 1. This is a big game for Dallas. If Dallas loses this game, I think the series is over. I do. I think Avalanche, they've been playing to how they should be. They're healthy. They're playing great. And on top of that, I mean, they have the willingness to fight. They do. They absolutely do. So with that being said, let's get to NHL best bets, and then I will recap the rest of my plays. All right, here. We're going to go with the over once again in the Rangers Hurricanes game. All right. Over under set at 5.5. I want to keep going with it. Okay. For game 1, we hit the over. Game 2, we hit the game 2 was the under. Clients had the under, unfortunately, but the overs have been hit. Okay, that's my apologies on that. So why not? We're getting a 5.5. Why not keep rolling it once again? All right. So it is what it is. It's not like the first round in these Stanley Cup playoffs, as all six of the games to date in the second round have landed on the over side. Every game in the second round so far has gone over. The Canes weren't much as a participant, in these unders, and they showed their true colors. I mean, they're scoring and they're getting scored on. Okay, so and the Hurricanes on top of that have 13 different goal scorers in 7 playoff games right now too. So it's a little bit worrisome, but Frederick Anderson also hasn't been sharp either, and he's not starting tonight. He is not in net tonight. So which is it's tough. It's going to be tough to see that he only has a .884 saves during the last 4 games, compared to his .932 in the regular season. So his gameplay has been down. They had the backup in net for tonight. Rangers have scored 4 in each of the last 2 games so far. If this screams over, once again, I'm going to go with the over. Rangers and Hurricanes. That's an over 5.5 spot for me. And then to stay on this game for another best bet, I want to take the Carolina Hurricanes money line at -160. All right. Now the Rangers are up 2-0. We know that. This is desperation for Carolina. Now, that +140 looks mighty tasty for sure. But, let's see if that zigzag theory comes through. If Carolina could win these 2 at home, we have a 7-game series. That's my take. This is all or nothing for Carolina here tonight. I'm going with the Hurricanes. Okay, -160, desperate home team. And, the Rangers aren't going unbeaten in these playoffs. Okay, I mean, it's a little insane. They probably, perhaps having the last line change will help the Hurricanes slow down this New York offense, but I don't think it's possible. Again, 4 goals in the first 2 games for the Rangers. The over is screaming to me, like I mentioned earlier. That's what we're on. And, it all comes down to defense for Carolina tonight to stay in this series. Otherwise, if they're down 3-0, they might sneak out game 4, but I don't think that's how the Rangers play. Okay, but I think we have a desperate Carolina team here, and this is all or nothing for the Canes, really. So give me the Carolina Hurricanes money line -160. I know it's a little juicy, but I'm taking it. They're desperate. They're hungry for a win. I believe they get it here tonight in game number 3. And also I'm going to rock out that over 5.5. All right, and then we're going to go into Dallas, Colorado. Give me the over once again, over 6 at -120. All right, it's just, again, we saw a outburst of goals in this game. Let's keep it going. Give me the over 6 in this game, -120. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. Okay, like, what can we expect here? I do expect goals early, like Dallas had in the first period. I'm going to take the first period over 1.5 as well. That's a side bet for this game. But my main best bet in this game is going to be the over 6 at -120. That's what I have right now. Some books are showing 6.5 at +100, +105. Listen, this is why I buy down. Simply because I will pay the extra 20-cent juice just to get a push, okay? Compared to, hey, you'll get 5 cents of value. I mean, it's something, but it's nothing crazy. To get an extra goal, I don't really like to do that. I'd rather pay the extra cents to get a push at best, because, hey, we don't win, we don't lose. Those at 6.5, they'll lose, okay? But at the end of the day, that's what I like. So let's go. Final recap here. Let's go with the over 6 at -120 for the Stars and the Avs. We're going to go with the Hurricanes money line in game number 3 for desperation mode. We're going to take the over there as well at 5.5. And then in the NBA, we're going to take the over in the OKC Dallas game, and then the -13 spread for the Boston Celtics as they play the Cleveland Cavaliers. And unfortunately, just like that, I'm out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you all have fun. I know I didn't have any commercials at all today. Something, like I said, I got to fix this issue that I have right now with the layout. So, but I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't be scared. We're gonna rock this out, and let's cash out some tickets. So just like that, ladies and